Okay guys, so let's get started. So today we're gonna build an multi-tier distributed application using microservices. So I'm going to divide this video into multiple parts. So the first part of this video being environment setup, requirement gathering, and adding unit tests to it. So the challenge here is, I've just got a random puzzle over here from katha.com. So here we're going to pick a challenge. We're going to solve it using these steps what you see over here, and then we're going to build an application layer. We're going to build a server, we build a UI, and we do deployment in Kubernetes. Okay, so that is the whole idea over here. So now, having said that, let me actually show you the basic environment. So I have a Lenovo IdeaPad 3 with Intel i3 processor running Ubuntu and 12 GB RAM. So it's a basic laptop, nothing too fancy. And also for the first two parts, you don't even require these installers over here. Okay, so now without much further ado, let's get started. So let's actually sort the climbing. So this is the requirement. So the requirement is my fifth kata, and first is in planned series of rock climbing theme katas. In rock climbing specifically, bouldering specifically, the Vermin USA climbing grade start at VB, the easiest grade, and then go V0, V0 plus 1, 5 up to 17, the hardest grade. You will be given a list of climbing grades, and you will have to write a function to sort a list of grades sorted easiest to hardest. If the input is empty list, return an empty list. Otherwise, the input will always be a valid list of one or more grades. Please do a rank and point any feedback on the kata. Okay, so that's the requirement. So now let's actually set up the environment for this. So the environment is what I'm going to do is I'm going to, as usual, create a cloud console. So Cloud Console is basically free console provided by Google. It gives a similar UI experience as Visual Studio Code, Visual Studio Code. And it's free, completely free, and it comes pre-installed with Python and Docker. So you can open with. You should have an account with the Google. If you have a Gmail, that's fine. You need to go to console.cloud.google.com. Login, click on this button. So this is a terminal icon. Once you click on it, you get a open editor option. Click on open editor. And also you can clone your Git repo if you have one. So I've already cloned my Git repo a long time back, so it should be available right now. I'm just waiting for a bit. Okay. So while this loads, let's go back to the kata and go forward with this. Okay. So you are given a kata something like this, and you have to arrange it this way. So this is a custom sort project. We do not want this right now. Closing this. This is going to take some time. Okay. So now we have to sort it in a given way like this. So we have 1 2 3 4 5 up to 17. Okay, so VB 0 and 0 plus. Okay, so this would be simple to sort, and because you have extra character over here, it is gonna be a bit difficult. Not difficult, so that is the challenge. Okay, so now Okay, so okay, so now let me close all of this. Let's create a new folder for the current application that we're gonna build. So pwd where am I, ls cd git repo, ls cd python snippets. So I have all my projects or the application which I create in the folder called python snippets. So let me create a directory. I'll just say climb grade. Okay, inside this I'm gonna create a new folder. mpdir and apps called apps, and inside this I'm gonna create pgrade.py, a file called climb.grade touch. Okay, so now this has been done. So let's go inside. Here we are, apps climb grade. Okay, so now first thing is, let's actually take this requirement, put it over here for any future reference, and let's create unit tests first. So let's remove this, assert tests. So let's copy this, sort the grades. So tests. Okay, input, and this is the expected result. Okay, so now let's actually remove all of this. We don't need to remove everything, so we just remove this, and just say equals, and we're gonna remove this. Okay, so let's try this. So let's do a canary test. Return, let's say, okay, so let's comment this one. Okay, save it and just run this. So for our reference, so let's say print, and let's say done over here. Okay, so this is working. So when it returns a blank empty list, so this validates and it's fine. So if I return, let's say 1, this should fail. Okay, the test is working, it's able to do all that it's needed to do. So let's uncomment this. Okay, so now first things first, so let's say result is equal to list dot or sorted of list of lambda x of so we just have to separate the first one. Okay, so what we do is we take all the way 1 to and then convert it into integer. Okay, so let's print the result and then return result. Let's see what happens now. Returns a new list containing all intro. Yeah, that's correct, from the table ascending order. But why print? Why is print throwing in error? I'm not sure. Okay. Strange. Okay, there's something wrong with print. Okay. Or is it something wrong with... Okay. Now I know what the issue is. Print of result with extra brackets. So let's run. Expected one argument but got two. Sorted. So sorted has something called as key, I think. Okay, so this one passed and this one passed as well. Now you have something like character like these ones. Okay, so now how are we going to tackle when you have B and when you have extra character plus? So now what we do is, let's separate it out. Okay, so going by this E0 plus. Okay, what we do is, if let's say B in LST, then let's dot remove, let's say VB okay, remove VB so that we can add it, and then we can actually set a B flag is equal to 0. Okay, and then we can say B flag is equal to 1, and also we can say if V0 plus, less than V0, plus, and we can say, let's say P for plus, flag, comma 0, V0 plus, V plus, make this as 1. Okay, so now we have removed these two. Now at the end of this we have the sorted list. Okay, now the thing is, if you have VB, then you have to, this will be easiest to add it to the first place, 0th location. So now the question is, you need to insert 0 plus. Okay, so now let's say if result of 0 is equal to, let's say V0, then what we need to do is result is equal to V0 plus result. Okay, and then we can say if let's say and okay, this should not be the first, this should be the second. So what we need to do is, if V0, let's say if we, okay, it's just a if statements, we just have to make sure we are getting if statements right. If P flag is equal to 1, okay, if, and then what we do is, if let's say result of 0 is equal to VB, zero is equal to V of 0, okay, so P flag plus flag, okay, V of 0 is equal to 0, then what we do is result is equal to result is equal to result of 0 plus V 0 plus, and then what we do is result of, we already added 0, so we gonna do from 1 to everything. Now we did this, now we can do else result is equal to 0 plus result. If let's say VB is equal to 1, then what we do is V result is equal to VB plus result. Print result, return result. Yeah, this should fix everything. Control X. Let's run and see what happens. Okay. Can only concatenate string, not list to string. Okay, so the issue is I have to convert this into a list. everywhere. Save it and then run this. Can only concatenate string, not list to string. I believe this is a list. So this is happening for so this worked, this worked, this worked. I think it's happening over here. VB. Okay, even this worked. I think it's happening for this. Okay, so now what we can do is we can comment these ones, save it and just run this. Okay, now this is failing, so what we do is we can print the result here. So let's see. So V0 to 6 and V16, so this is sorted. If v of 0 is equal to 0, then result is equal to, okay, can only concatenate string, not list to string. Okay. Okay. Maybe I have to convert this into a list then. Let's see how it goes. Okay, this one worked. Now. Okay, so now yeah, I think we are good. Let's remove this. Let's run this again. Okay, so now let's put it for test. Control C. Test it. Run this test. Okay, everything failed. Let's submit it. Okay, there are pretty good solutions provided. But anyways guys, so this is the first part. So let's yeah, before we go, let me actually do something else. So things are working fine. So let's come here, uncomment this part of the code, run this. Okay, things are working fine. So what we do is we do git add star. Okay, obviously because I'm in the wrong directory here, this is a Python console. So git add star, git commit -m. So climb grade. Okay, git push, git push. .com. Let me add the token here. Okay, git pull. Control X, yes. Git add, git commit -m, or let's say git status. Okay, git add star, git commit -m. Let's say what is the name? Climb grade. Okay. git push email ID here, and I'm gonna put the token. Okay, this one worked. So now let's actually run this as a Docker. Okay, so for that let's create a Docker file. Touch where am I? Okay, let's ls cd. Okay, so one thing is this is outside of app. Let's move this inside apps. Move climb grade into apps slash and then cd apps and then touch docker file. Okay, now we have created a Docker file inside this. Let's run this as a Docker. Docker run -it -volume home/apps working directory /home/apps. Now port though it's not required, I'm just gonna add it over here. So Python, I'm gonna use a slim version, slim, and then Python. What's the command? And this is climb grade.py. Control X. So let's run this as a Docker. Okay, so things are working fine. Thank you so much. Let's catch up in the second video where we're gonna build a server for this. So this is done, so this part is remaining. So let's catch up in the next part of the video. Thank you so much, guys. Bye.